The first step in the process is actually understanding what materials you need and how much gold you need to save. So come over to Maxroll. There will be a link in the description. That way you can just click on it. It's easy peasy. Let's say you are 1510 and you're trying to get to 1540 so you can get into Kyengel, which by the way is an amazing dungeon. In order to do that, we're gonna need to hone plus 13, plus 14, and plus 15. Also make sure that this is set to optimal materials and average scenario. You need around 100,000 gold, but the more that you earn over this, you can buy these materials. So the next step in accomplishing that goal is to limit your gold spending. This means stop buying skins. This means stop honing alts. Even honing an alt from 1475 to 1490 is around 28,000 gold, and that's if you're using the optimal materials. If you are not, then it's going to be around 43,000 gold, man. You could be using that for your main to get to 1540. So during this time, do not buy anything that you do not absolutely have to have. This also means you need to maximize your gold making in the process. Now we all know that the bulk of your gold is going to come from your legion raids on your alts. If you are not currently honing them, which as we just discussed is probably not the best idea if you're trying to get your main to 1540, then stop buying the boxes on your alts and just collect the raw gold so you can push your main higher. You also want to be making the most out of your legion raid auction chests. And what I mean by that is at the end of your raids, make sure that you are getting the legendary book at the best price so you can make the most profit on it. I would say to slow bid it up until it's at a place where either you are going to take away more gold than is going to be split upon everyone else, or it's around the same and it's around fair. So that way you can make the maximum gold from the legendary book at the end of your raids and from the honing books that they give at the end of the raids, for example at Brashaza. So make sure that you stick around for those and try to get them at the lowest price possible so you can make the most gold. Another way to make a good amount of gold that you're probably not doing right now is to sell your tripods. What I would recommend you do though to make the most gold possible is for every level 4 and level 5 tripod that you do not need, that is a good tripod to have or a best in slot tripod for a certain build, to go ahead and search it on the auction house. And to do that, you'll just come up to categories, scroll down to gear amulet, choose the class. Let's just take for example Raging Dragon Slash and additional slash. Boom. So the cheapest one is at 25. So what you could do is sell it for 23. But if we look at a class like Slayer, and let's take Guillotine for an example, and a very good tripod to have is Quick Prep 5. So let's go ahead and look at that. These tripods are selling for 2,500 gold a piece. Okay, let's even look at the level 4s here. So the level 4s are selling for 50. So look, guys, you can still make a ton of gold just from doing your chaos dungeons, looking at the tripod amulets, and making sure that you are selling everything that you possibly can. And that includes your rocks as well, because most rocks that have 2 best in slot engravings, even the cheapest ones will still sell for around 11 to 12 gold. So if you're doing that on a couple of characters, let's say you play 2 characters, 3 characters maybe, that gold is going to add up very quickly on top of your Legion raid gold. Now, speaking of making as much gold as possible, and this brings me back to point number 1. When you know how much gold and other materials you need to get to a certain item level, let's say for example, you've gathered around 63,000 of these blue stones, then what I would suggest you do is when you get to about 65 or 67 or so, just a little bit of headroom just in case, then you can start selling those mats back into the auction house in order to make more gold so you can buy or craft these other materials. That way you can again be cycling back into making sure that you get to 1540 as quickly as possible. If you're really desperate to get to that item level, then what you could also do is take a look at your precious skins and see which ones you really just don't use anymore, you don't care, You never wear them. But guys, those are the 3 things that you need to start doing right now in order to get to 1540 as quickly as possible. So go out, make it happen. If this video helped you out at all, go ahead, leave a like on the video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join the community Discord. We are on the way to 3,000 subs, and I know that we can get there with your help. Guys, I'm going to see you on the next video.